Hello everyone, it's me, Tonic TZW, with this second in a two-part series for the Tier 5 Italian Tech Tree Destroyer, the Aviere. It's a little show and tell. In this one, we're going to switch up to a different style of play. We're going to be a little bit more aggressive than the first video, and I will link that video on the screen and at the end of this video if you haven't seen it. But do stick around and watch this all the way to the end, because there is a beautiful little bonus clip on the end of this video. So we've got the map Atlantic, and it is destroyer heavy. There's only one cruiser, 3 battleships, and lo and behold, it is once again a carrier match. And unlike some players who profess to be in the top 1% of World of Warships Legends destroyer players, I don't abandon matches that have carriers in. I play them. It is more challenging, absolutely. Does that mean that some people lack a spine? Perhaps, but we play with what we're given, and in this case we are given 2 racks of 3 torpedoes which run at 60 knots and have a range of 10 kilometers, and we've got 3 double sets of guns, and we have high explosive and semi-armor piercing shells, sap shells for those that are fairly new to Legends, and they are very, very good at punching holes in destroyers. However, the reload on these guns is slightly longer than I would like it to be. I would like to ask Legends, please, can you knock half a second of them? It would make it so much more fun to play. I know I could put Mordorf on there and bring it down, but then I'm trading something else, aren't I, really? The concealment isn't best on this, so we are running Rizzo at, I think it's 15.2. We've got Eric Beer at 16.4 and Jerzy Swirsky at 15.3. That brings our concealment down to 5.8. Obviously, we're spotted by planes that carrier knows we're here. There's lots of ships out there, and our cruiser here is going to get absolutely slapped around silly. He's not putting himself in the best position. He's rushing forward. He's being focused. He's already been hit once. He's been hit twice. And I don't think he's going to latch for muscle there. To put my teeth in straight, I don't think he's going to last for much longer, because here comes the carrier again. Now, for those of the uninitiated to aircraft carriers, the Serov only gets 1 drop. All Russian carriers only get 1 drop, I think it is, and that is either very slow torpedoes or the very nasty skippy bombs. The way to counter these is to go into the torpedoes and into the skippy bombs. Literally bow in, because the torpedoes take a long time to arm, and there's a good chance you can go past them before they do arm. And with the skippy bombs, literally you turn into them and you hope and pray that the bombs go either side of you and not straight into you, as happened in an earlier game. Don't go broadside ever to an attack by Russian carrier planes. It is as simple as that. American and British ones, in fact, and the Japanese ones, broadside to bomb runs, because it makes the majority of their ellipse go before and after your ship. And for torpedo runs, again, I like to try and turn into them, but you can also turn away from them, because that gives you a little bit more time to react to where those torpedoes are running. Now, at the start of this game, I've pretty much run in a big fat circle. Are we allowed to call circles fat? Or I've run in a big round circle. We've taken some shots at a destroyer. We've managed to avoid the attention of the carrier so far, but I don't think it's long before we're going to get his attention. And a little later in this game, we are certainly going to have every ounce of that carrier's attention as we get up close and personal. But the reason I clipped this game to support the other game that I've already released to the channel is this one was playing a little bit more aggressive. So we played kind of at range from the start, and one of the issues you have with a carrier in the match when you're playing a destroyer is that the carrier planes can spot your torpedoes, and that means that the ships that you fire them at have much longer to react to them. They can see them coming, and they can take evading action a lot sooner than you would expect. So that's a little tip to think about when you're playing destroyers in a carrier match. If there are planes around you, there is a good chance that they will spot those torpedoes on the run-in. Now, I'm across here. We've lost that cruiser. I'm across here. There is a battleship here with me, and I'm I'm piggybacking him for a bit of AA cover, but we are going to get our guns onto this gator. We miss that shot. He's popping his smoke because he doesn't want to be seen, so we are going to do that crazy thing that we do a lot, and we are going to run down that smoke screen, but we ourselves get spotted by the planes again. But I think he's more interested in the carrier, so we are going to pop this rolling smoke, and we are going to roll into this gator's smoke screen. We're also going to put the torpedoes out there and try and make sure that he is flushed out into the open, and hope that we can get him spotted and somebody can get some fire onto him. But unlike our cruiser earlier in the game, it doesn't appear that any of our team want to shoot at this guy, because I think half of them are already dead, and the majority of the others are on the other side of the map. So it's me and this battleship, or to use the correct English, it is this battleship and I. Bit like the king and I, really. So we've run him out of his smoke. There's torpedoes trying to push him further out. He fires his guns, which gives me a better indication of where he is, and as we run out of the smoke screen, we are going to spot him, but we got to be spotted ourselves, and this is where SAP comes to play. Gunsight plays a little bit doohickey there at the start, and then RNG gives us a very good hit at the start, and then it's going to troll us a little bit. We get double fired, and we're not going to damage control that just yet, or repair party that just yet. Which one is it? Damage control, repair party, because we want to make sure that he is dead before we do that, and we barely managed to get past those torpedoes. Oh my goodness, yes, everybody on deck breathe in, because this is going to be close. And here we go again. So here's an example of running in to the Russian carrier torpedo bombers. You'll see there, we're past them before they arm. Now he could come in again from a flank, he could come in from the rear, we don't know yet, but he knows where I am, and there's a good chance he knows that I am coming for him. His fighter planes are up, and here come the Skippy bombs. Now again, I am going to try and bow into these things. It's not going to be perfect, shall we say, but there is another video I've got called Peeing Off Pobeda, where I play the Jutland, and I play exactly that way, and it shows me twisting and turning into every single one of his attacks, and that guy is called Berlage Young. His name is Anderson, and good friends, and he occasionally joins us on live stream as well. So to give myself a bit of cover, I'm on their cap, but they've managed to make it through to our cap, because it's 5 of our ships are dead now, which isn't good. But as we run out of the smoke screen, we get the carrier spotted, and we turn to put torpedoes on. Now I would love to know how this guy was playing and see it from his perspective, because this is going to turn into an absolute brawl, and all the while I'm expecting shots coming in from elsewhere. We run off the cap to open up some distance from those secondary guns. We're down to just under 4,000 hit points, but he is twisting and turning that carrier like a cruiser. All the while he is getting planes up and over my head and doing what he can to attack me. Now I know that if I get into secondary range that I'm going to be in danger, but we managed to get a fire on him, and that is automatically damage controlled, so we know that any fire or flood is going to stick and tick, as I like to call it. But here we go, dive bombers coming in, we're going to turn into them, trying to stay on the guns, because if we die we're going to get as much a shot as possible. But we tried to turn into them, but two of those bombs were very, very close together. And I don't know if that's an RNG thing, because they used to be much more evenly spaced. And if you were offset to the center of the attack, you could almost always avoid that. Now, my smoke still has 30 seconds before it's available. My torpedoes aren't quite available yet. There they are. They're ready. So, knowing that this guy is very good at twisting and turning, I have no option but to close him down to the range where it doesn't matter how tight he turns, we are going to land a torpedo. And I reckon he's going to turn into us because he wants those secondaries onto us. We put one salvo out, we're getting ready to go again. We pop the second salvo, we run the smoke as we try to run outside of the 2 kilometers distance, but we pick up the carrier for the final kill of the game. So 52,880 damage, 2 kills, plus we get the dev strike on the carrier as well. As far as finishing place go, we get a top 3 finish, just under 2,000 base XP, so a lot more aggressive. But as I promised you, here is a bonus clip coming up of a game before that where I was trying out that aggressive approach, and I'm pushing a cap. We get a gator again spotted. We're going guns on him using this sap. He's got more guns than me, he's got a slightly quicker reload, but there's also a cruiser pushing in on me as well. And look where my team are, all tucked away behind islands or on the middle of nowhere, not able to do a lot. But there are some shots coming in, and those are going to be a little bit of a lifesaver to me. We put another salvo on, we're waiting for that last reload. He disappears into the splashes, but we aim through them, take it out. The next reload is coming up. The cruiser is right in front of me. I take another slam from a destroyer. We put those out there and we pick ourselves up a double strike, and I give it cheeky. That's how it's done, because that was absolutely frantic. We did actually survive this game as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that video showcasing a slightly different style of gameplay, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more guns, and an amazing little knife fight and dance around with an aircraft carrier. But we did come out on top, thankfully. Don't forget to smash that like button, leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't done so, and if you're feeling generous, you can always leave a tip using the dollar icon at the bottom of the video. Until next time, please do take care of yourselves, and goodbye.